inside a snowflake, like the one on your sleeve, happened a story you must see to believe. Way up in the mountains, in the high range of Pontoos, lay the small town of Whoville, the home of the Whos. Ask any Who, and they'll have this to say: there is no place like Whoville around Christmas Day. Every window was flocked, every lamppost was dressed, and the Whoville band marched in their Christmassy best.
Boy, nothing beats Christmas, right? I guess. You guess? Well, it's just, I see you and Mom getting all kerboggled. Doesn't it seem superfluous?
I'm rearranging. Does that mean Christmas changes too? Where are you, Christmas? Do you remember the girl you used to know? You and I were so carefree. Now nothing's easy. Did Christmas change or just me?
Yes, every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be that his head wasn't screwed on just right, or it could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
I don't need to remind you all that this Christmas marks the 1000th Whovilation, Whoville's most important celebration. And the Book of Who says very clearly, no one is to provoke the one creature within 1 billion kilometers of here who hates Christmas. No one is to provoke the Grinch.
Look at us! It's the Whovilation!
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas! It's practically here!
Yes, the Grinch knew tomorrow all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early and rush for their toys.
Oh, and the noise, and the noise, and the noise! They'll bang on tongue tinglers! They'll blow their fondlers! They'll crash their chain-changlers! And they'll bounce on boo-blonglers!
The Who's young and old would sit down to a feast, and they'll feast and they'll feast.
And they'll feast!
And the more the Grinch thought of what Christmas would bring, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for year after year I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat, and he chuckled and clucked at this great Grinchy trick.
With this hat and this coat, I'll look just like Saint Nick. Forgot about the reindeer.
Did that stop the old Grinch? No. So he called his dog Max.
Max!
And he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head.
While their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. While the Whos were all dreaming, sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square.
Come on, Rex! This is our first stop!
The old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed up the steps, empty bags in his fist.
These stockings!
He grinned. Then he slunk to the icebox. He eyed the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch, he even took that last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now,
Grinned the Grinch.
I'll stuff the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound, like the coo of a dove.
Excuse me.
The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cold cup of water.
Mr. Santa, what are you doing with our tree?
But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot?
The fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here.
And his fib fooled the child, and he sent her to bed. He went to the chimney, and he stuffed up the tree. Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant, around each Who home, and he took every present.
A mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel.
You're as cuddly as a cactus and as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.
You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Just face the music, you're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Yes, you are.
Your heart's an empty hole.
Your brain is full of spiders. You got Gallagher's soul, Mr. Grinch. Well, I wouldn't touch you with a 39 and a half foot pole.
They'll be waking up now, and I know just what they'll do. All those Who's down in Whoville will cry.
This is all the Grinch's fault. I can't believe he did this. The Grinch ruined Christmas! Well, Mr. Mayor, I'm actually glad he took all of our presents. You're glad he took everything? You're glad the Grinch ruined Christmas? You can't hurt Christmas, Mr. Mayor. It is about more than the gifts and the fancy lights and the contests. That's what Cindy's been trying to tell everyone. And me. Are you kidding me? Cindy's a child. She's my child. And she's right, by the way. I need nothing more than what I have right here. My family.
Merry Christmas!
Then the Grinch heard a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sounded merry. But it was merry, very. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, were singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came!
Somehow or another, it came, just the same.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags!
And he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas
He thought,
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
and what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. So he brought back the toys and the food for the feast.
Come on, Max, let's go take back Christmas!
Always welcome Christmas, come this way.
Wahoo, ding dong, dee blah, blah, never can hold her Christmas.